It was the winter of 2018, and I was working as a night guard at Halleridge University, a small, forgotten campus in the northern part of Pennsylvania. Tucked away in the hills, surrounded by dense woods, and most notably, built right next to what used to be a massive burial ground. Yeah, you heard me. A burial ground. But not just any cemetery. This one went way back. Centuries. Originally native burial mounds, then repurposed by settlers in the 1700s, and finally sealed off in the 1900s after too many incidents. No one really talked about it anymore. Locals avoided it like the plague. The university never officially acknowledged it. But there it was, dark, overgrown, and pressed right up against the old library where I did most of my patrols. They used to say the library was the oldest building on campus, built on top of the original chapel that sat on the edge of the burial grounds. The basement of the library? Off limits, permanently locked. Now, I'm not the superstitious type. Or, at least I wasn't. My job was simple. Midnight to 6 a.m., make rounds, check doors, watch the cameras, occasionally escort drunk students back to their dorms. But that winter, something changed. It started with the static. One night, I was sitting in the security office, eyes on the monitors, sipping on coffee that was more dirt than drink. Around 2:47 a.m., the screen for camera 6, the one facing the old chapel entrance, just started flickering. Loud static, no image, just snow and crackling like an old TV caught between worlds. I leaned in to adjust the feed, and for a split second, I saw a face. Not a full face, no, just the bottom half. The mouth was hanging open in a silent scream, jaw unnaturally wide, like it had been broken and forced open. Then, gone. I thought it was a glitch. Old equipment, no big deal. But when I rewound the footage, there was nothing there, just static. A few nights later, I started hearing it. Whispers, low, barely audible, coming from the vents in the office. I thought it was wind at first, but then I started recognizing words. Get out. Below. Buried. It felt like the building was breathing, like something ancient was just beneath the surface, murmuring through the walls. I couldn't sleep after shifts. I kept dreaming of dirt. Endless piles of dirt and hands, dozens of hands, reaching out from under it. The worst night came on a Sunday. Campus was dead quiet. Snow was falling thick outside. Around 3 a.m., I got a notification. Motion detected in the basement of the library. My stomach dropped. There wasn't supposed to be a feed from the basement. But now, on camera 13, newly activated, there it was. A long, dim hallway I'd never seen before. Stone walls, dripping pipes, and a heavy iron door at the end that pulsed like it was breathing. I thought maybe someone broke in, so I grabbed my flashlight and keyring and went out into the cold. The snow had stopped. Everything felt too still. When I entered the library, the temperature dropped 10 degrees. I swear I could see my breath. And then, I heard it again, that whispering. But now it was louder, urgent. He sees you. Don't wake him. My flashlight flickered. The batteries were fresh. I tapped it. Then all the lights went out. Every single one. The emergency lighting didn't even kick in. I stood there, in that pitch-black silence, surrounded by books that smelled like earth and rot. Then, my radio crackled to life. But it wasn't dispatch. It was breathing. Long, ragged breaths. Then a voice, not mine, not anyone I knew, said, "You've opened the door." I don't remember how I found it, but I stumbled into a stairwell I'd never seen before, tucked behind a shelf in the history section. Narrow stone steps led downward, deeper, further than any basement should have gone. I know I should have turned back, but something pulled me down, like a string tied around my chest, dragging me deeper into the dark. The walls were wet, my boots slipped on the steps, and the whispers, they were screaming now. When I reached the bottom, I saw it. A massive circular chamber, candles flickering in places no one had touched in years, symbols carved into the floor. bones. So many bones. And in the center, an open grave. Not a hole, a grave, with a wooden coffin split open like something clawed its way out. Suddenly, everything went silent. I turned to leave, and that's when I saw him. Standing in the corner of the chamber, barely visible in the candlelight, was a man. Except, he wasn't right. His face was covered in dirt, eyes missing, mouth stretched open just like the image I saw on the monitor. He was trembling, twitching like a puppet on broken strings. Then he ran at me. No sound, no growl, just sprinted. I turned and bolted up those stairs, tripping, scraping my legs, heart hammering in my ears. I didn't stop until I was outside in the snow, gasping for air like I'd been underwater. I called campus police. When they searched, the stairwell was gone. The shelf? Just a regular wall. No camera 13 on the system. No footage. Nothing. I quit the next day, but I still see him in my dreams. Sometimes, I still hear that voice whispering when it's quiet. You open the door, and I think, maybe whatever was buried down there, it followed me out. So if you ever find yourself walking past an old building late at night, and you hear a whisper in the dark, don't listen. Don't look. And for the love of God, don't go below.